Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the fascinating world of near-death experiences. Join us as we share gripping stories of individuals who have ventured to the other side and returned with extraordinary tales to tell. Get ready to be captivated by these awe-inspiring accounts of life beyond our earthly realm. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the enlightening journey ahead. Hi, my name is Dr. Annie Palmer. I'm a chiropractor. I graduated in 1983. One of the places that I worked at was in Kansas City, Missouri, with Dr. Barbara Knoll. At one point in her practice, she had wondered if she should go somewhere else to practice, like in California. So, I went to an intuitive and I thought, well, yeah, that'd be cool, I'll go too. And when the tutor came to me, she said that I would be getting involved in a very bad accident around the time of my fourth quarter at chiropractic college. I was staying with my boyfriend at the time, and I told him I needed to borrow his car. That's when the accident happened. I was going down Springfield Road in Spartanburg, and Sherman College was coming up on my right-hand side. There was a curve where Sherman is nestled on the right-hand side, and this lady was waving in and out of my lane and her lane. I thought that she'd correct it, but she didn't. At the last minute, I saw she slumped over her steering wheel. She smashed into my car on the driver's side, and it pinned us in between the door and the transmission. When that happened, I rose above the accident. I don't remember the crash. I just remember rising above the accident and looking around. I saw the school, and there was a student running out to try to help with the accident. My first thought was, my God, I can't die. I still have to finish my finals. It was finals week. So, it's real difficult to say because there are no reference points of going here and there. It was a materializing shift, where we shifted into, some people call it a tunnel, but it's more of an energetic transitional shift. Focus frequency energy patterns were shifting back and forth with just love. Only love was a beautiful interaction. Anyway, I kind of got shoved out on the first step of this beautiful college or university in Nirvana, which is another name for heaven. So, I'm on this beautiful front porch. The door must be like 20 to 30 feet tall, really thick too, but I could open it almost with my thought. So, I walk into this beautiful foyer, and there are 4 pillars, 2 at the beginning and then 2 further down the walkway. They were filled with lapis lazuli crystal, this type of crystal also embedded with gold. It was just beautiful. The energy inside that university was profound. It was supportive. Everybody was supported. No matter what you wanted to do, it was no problem. What class you wanted to take was all unconditional. It's up to us, with our free will, to decide what we wanted to follow up with. This lady walked up, a beautiful lady. She asked me what kind of class I wanted to take. I said, I don't know. You're going to have to help me because I'm really not sure what I should do. She recommended one class, and I went in and done this on it. When I came out, I saw her talking with somebody else, and the other person directed me to where I needed to go. I needed to go to a class on geometric shapes and quantum physics. There were just a handful of people in the class. It was like a classroom, people sitting down in desk chairs. It got to a point where we were using quantum physics to help us move beyond challenges. Then she showed me my kids, and she said there would be some challenges with my marriage. But these are your kids, your children that you agreed to go down to earth and live your life with. So, I said okay, I'll go back. She took me into a room where there was a chair. The chair was up on a few steps, and all I had to do was sit in this chair. At that moment, my physical body was dying. I had fractured my left hip and the acetabulum, which is where your femur head meets your hip. All 3 of my hip bones and about 8 or 9 ribs were fractured on my left side. I was also in a 10-day coma. My body was failing. When I sat in the chair, I can't recall exact details, but I do recall it was benevolent. It was full of sources of healing light, like a universe of unconditional health and unconditional healing. We walked down this hall, and this one room had strange energy. I asked about it. So, we went in, and it was where all the Akashic records are held. The Akashic records, in my interpretation, are like an old-fashioned library card catalog with tabs where you pull out the tabs and there's the catalog. We went to this one record, one file. There were holographic images, stories of my lifetimes were in these images. One particular image stood out. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember the holographic images of the people there. Then we closed that file and went into another room. This other room had monitors, and on the monitors, we were talking about how we can transition what's in our holographic records through accessing light only. This means we can't have any access to third-dimensional thoughts, limitations, shadow thoughts, or triggers that initiate our continual pattern of lifetimes trying to fix our karma. This led to looking at one of the monitors, where there were a bunch of people in a field. There were about a dozen or so, and they had all cleared their karmas. Everybody was joyous, happy. You could see the energy, particles, and quarks in the atmosphere full of love, full of life. One person was down on the ground, gazing into his hands or crystal. I don't know what it was, but he was filling up with light. He had a challenge with another person in that field as well. They kept reincarnating, trying to fix their karma, trying to fix their problem. One lifetime, one would kill the other, and then in the next lifetime, the other would kill him. It was a disaster, a continuous cycle. Well, this one guy finally healed, realizing why they were there, what the problem was, and how to get rid of it. He saw his partner in crime and went up and shook hands. Instantly, when they shook hands, their joint karma was healed. They both understood why they kept going back and forth, why they were there to heal their problem. There were several other classes that I went to as well. Basically, the ones I mentioned were the ones that stood out the most. A lot of the information, like the gentleman was saying, was transitioning through to me on Earth. It's not all at once. It's taken over a number of years. When you attract the light, refuse to pay any attention to the distracting lower densities, the lower vibrations that we're leaving. We're leaving this density and moving into a refined density that knows only love. So, I think that would be my closing thought, to focus on light. When you're super clear, nothing else matters. Light is our answer, and by gravitating towards light, we repel out what's easiest first. The most insignificant stuff, you can repel that out. Then, gravitate towards light more. Trust light by seeing the results. The more you trust light and see the results, the easier the light will come. We'll always be guided by the light. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey of near-death experiences. We hope these profound accounts have sparked wonder and contemplation in your hearts. If you've enjoyed these stories, don't forget to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. Stay tuned for more enlightening content in the future. Until then, may you find peace and inspiration in the mysteries of life and beyond.